Hello dear viewers, I'm Ike Nanzelibe, Senior Pastor of Voice of Healing Global Church, and you're welcome to our program Throne Room Prophetic Voice. And we're still on the series Enochian Takeover, and today's episode is titled God's Love Language. One of the greatest frustrations that people have faced is to be in a love relationship without understanding their partner's love language. A love language can be defined as those set of actions and attitudes that your partner in that relationship classifies or interprets as love. One of the greatest reasons why pastors have counseled couples for hours is because these couples don't seem to understand each other's love language. In every love relationship, for that relationship to make notable progress, it is very important for each party to understand what the partner in that relationship interprets as love. God has a love language, and if we must take over the kingdom from Him, because He is the custodian of everything, we must know His language. Jesus Christ speaking, He said, it's the Father's pleasure to hand over the kingdom to you. But for us to receive these things from Him, we have to know what He interprets as love. It's not possible to receive anything in a love relationship without giving something. And so we must learn and understand. We must master how to love God and in turn receive things from Him. And by the grace of God, in this episode, I'll be sharing with us what God interprets as love. When you look at the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, you find out that certain people have been able to receive uncommon things from God. One of them is Enoch. It's an established fact that after the fall of Adam, everyone must just die and before going to the afterlife. But in the times of Enoch was able to apply some principles that made God to even break His own law. There were certain men that achieved certain results, and we need to look into the lives of those men. And some of these people are Solomon. The Bible said that Solomon offered 1,000 sacrifices, and that night God visited him. It was in the book of Solomon that God, in the book of the reign of Solomon, the book of Kings and the book of Samuel, that God left His throne for the first time. The Bible said that God came to Solomon in a dream and asked him, what should I give you? I've come to notice that God has two love languages, and the first of it is quality time, and the second of it is sacrifice. When you study the life of the prophets, you find that they share one thing in common. All of them will spend quality time with God. In fact, when Saul was looking for his donkeys, he came in contact with Samuel, who was already coming down from the mountain. Samuel has spent a lot of days on the mountain seeking the face of God, and by reason of spending such a time with God, Samuel's words never fell to the ground. Another thing that moves God so much is sacrifice. Look and see, men of sacrifice were men of dominion. If we can master how to give God quality time and sacrifice, I mean uncommon sacrifices. I'm not talking about what we experience in this age. In our age now, we have a lot of selfish people criticizing pastors, criticizing men of God, a lot of selfish people that will not give, but they are the first to criticize tithing and criticize giving. I'm talking about dangerous sacrifices. I'm talking about sacrifices stemming up from how much you value God. If we are able to master the principle of quality time and sacrifice, there is nothing that God will be able to withhold from us. God has love languages. God bless you, and see you next week.